Alright, you've reached the end. The video you're watching right now is going to basically lead you through a summary of all the things that you have spent the last, give or take, 10 days going through regarding climate change. Today, and this is going to be a 2-day event, you're going to start researching and looking at what the government agencies have found. The first government agency is the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. The second one that we're going to investigate and look at is NASA's website on climate change. So what you're going to do with this is going to lead you through what you in the past would have called a test review. These two websites are going to take you through everything that we have discussed, everything that you have done, including labs over the last 10 days. So starting off, your first objective that you're going to be hitting today is E5.4-A, which we've obviously hit many times, almost 10 times over the last 10 days, where we're comparing natural mechanisms within the greenhouse, including the different types of greenhouse gases: water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and ozone. So those things are going to be mentioned on both websites. We're going to get a chance to see exactly how those things are truly affecting global climate change. The second of these standards is going to be E5.4-B. Again, we have hit this almost 10 times over the last 10 days, talking about how natural mechanisms within the greenhouse effect can cause significant changes to the global climate. So talked about volcanic eruptions, talked about the changes, both positive and negative, in the amount of sunlight Earth is receiving, as well as impacts from meteorites. Third of these is going to be E5.4-C. E5.4-C is where you're going to see on these two websites, you're going to see the most up-to-date, most recently gathered data. And when you're on the NASA website, it's even much more interactive because what they're doing is you'll see blinking icons showing you exactly where we are with different levels of greenhouse gases, where we are with temperatures, and so on and so forth. So you're going to get a very good visual, not only graphically, but also visually through some simulation models that you'll go through to show you exactly what has happened, as E5.4-C says. What's the relationship between emissions of carbon dioxide and also atmospheric carbon dioxide over the last 150 years. And then the final of them is E5.4-D, and this is the big one because there's so much in it, and it's about talking regards to the model that is our climate change and explaining the consequences of warmer oceans. The first of which is increased evaporation, so talking about more rain and what that does to certain areas throughout the world. Shoreline and estuary impacts, talking about the biodiversity, how that affects different plants and animals as well as humans. Oceanic algae growth. There's a great video that you guys are going to watch that's going to explain exactly how algae and coral bleaching are connected to one another and how they impact basically the life of coral. And then the last for E5.4-D is a change in climatic zones. That one is talking about the capacity, which is the ability for Mother Nature to actually allow different species, both plants and animals, and I guess you could include humans as well, to survive in those environments. So it's going to take you, again, about 2 days for you to go through all of this. There's a lot of really good interactive stuff and some just very straightforward knowledge, and again, just as a very good review for your test that will be coming up on Tuesday, October 11th. Okay, so let's get started with the activity. All right, the paper that you're going to need out is a student's guide to global climate change. Again, this is going to be using two different websites. The first will be the Environmental Protection Agency, which has created kind of like a student/kids section about global climate change. And then the second will be NASA's climate change website. Again, the learning targets are listed right here. They're broken down a little bit better than what they were initially, what you saw at the beginning of this video. But basically your task, you're currently watching E5.4-18, the final video in this unit. And what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you go to our home web address right here. So go ahead and pull that up, and it'll take you to the site right here. Your instructions ask you to click on 10.3-10.7. And then the next step in that is to scroll all the way down to the very bottom here until you hit Friday. All right. For simplicity's sake, rather than having you type in all of these different addresses and that kind of stuff, what I did is I simply gave you the link, and all you have to do is simply click the link right after link number 1, because your questions are set up that very same way. You'll see link number 1, Student's Guide to Global Climate Change. So you click link 1 right there, Student Global Climate Change, and up pops your actual task that you're going to complete. And then you go back to your questions, and it says link 2, and again there's link 2, today's climate change, and it opens up and it takes you right there. So there's a lot of great things on this website, and you know, it may seem to be very overwhelming because it is. There's a lot of information on here, but the really cool thing about it that I like is that it's another way for you to see exactly what you've been working on. Through a different lens, through somebody else's different ideas and different videos and different diagrams and all those different things. It's just a different way to explain what's happening globally with temperatures and greenhouse gases and so on and so forth. But it's done through the people that are some of the brightest, most intelligent scientists in the entire world, all collaborating, working together to gather this information. So this will be a 2-day event, as I've mentioned before. We're going to be in the library working on the 30 computers there, along with, you know, the laptops that some of you are working on right now. So sit back, relax, and you know, take some good notes because this is your test review, and then your test will be on Tuesday. If you have any questions, let us know.